Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow with nothing, no cash, no contacts, no resources. What would you do to rebuild from scratch and become wealthy? Rising from zero to financial success isn't simple, but it's absolutely achievable. And if you study the people who've done it, a pattern begins to emerge. They don't rely on luck. They follow a process. Today, we're unpacking a 10-step roadmap that anyone can follow to go from struggling to secure, based on real stories from those who lived it. Before we get into step 1, tap the like button and subscribe. This video might be the step-by-step plan you'll wish you had if you ever had to start from zero. Let's start with step 1, breaking out of survival mode. Think about David Goggins. Born into poverty, facing trauma, racism, and learning difficulties, he lived in constant crisis. Each day was about getting through it, finding food, staying safe, simply surviving. When you're stuck like that, every ounce of energy goes toward short-term decisions. There's no room left to plan, dream, or grow. But Goggins made a mental shift. He confronted his past, took control of his body and mind, and developed relentless discipline. Instead of reacting to life, he started shaping it. Survival mode is more than financial. It's psychological. Escaping it might mean changing your environment, dropping toxic habits, or simply deciding you're done being stuck. Step 2, take full responsibility. Once the chaos quiets, many people fall into the victim mindset. They're no longer in crisis, but they're still waiting for someone or something to rescue them. That's the trap. Take J.K. Rowling. She was a single mom living on welfare, struggling with depression and barely getting by. But she made a choice, to stop waiting and start creating. She wrote the first Harry Potter manuscript in cafes while her daughter napped. She had no connections, no money, and dozens of publishers rejected her. But she kept going. That's what responsibility looks like. It's quiet, unglamorous, and life-changing. When you decide to own your circumstances, you stop waiting for a miracle and start building one. Step 3, define your vision. Take famous Shark Tank investor Daymond John. So when he worked at his local Red Lobster, he wasn't just daydreaming about success. He was imagining FUBU with surgical precision, mapping out exactly what his brand would stand for, who it would serve, and how it would change culture. Most people get this completely wrong. They say vague things like, "I want to be successful," or "I want financial freedom." But that's not a vision. That is a wish. The wealthiest people in the world don't have better luck, okay? They've just defined success so precisely that even their failures move them forward. A real vision has edges, okay? It has detail. I want to build a clothing brand that represents urban culture and reaches $100 million in sales. That is a vision with power behind it. Because clarity isn't just knowing what you want. It's being so specific that your brain has no choice but to start solving that puzzle of how to get there. And of course, that means you're one step closer to building wealth. Step 4, build a valuable skill. By now, you've stopped reacting to life and you've defined exactly what you want from it. But what good is a vision without the ability to execute it? Take Chris Gardner, for example, the man whose life inspired the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. While he was homeless, sleeping in train station bathrooms with his young son, he was studying finance manuals by day and practicing his pitch on payphones. Gardner didn't just want a better life. He trained for it relentlessly. So, when he was finally given a chance at becoming a stockbroker, he'd already become someone Wall Street couldn't ignore. Most people stay broke because they think being passionate is enough. It's not, okay? Saying, "I want to be rich" is a fantasy, but saying, "I will master high-income skills that solve real problems," that is a strategy. So now ask yourself, what skills will turn your vision into reality? Coding, sales, copywriting? Choose one, obsess over it, master it, and you'll never fear poverty again. Step 5, manage your money. Take Shaquille O'Neal, for example. He spent his first paychecks from the NBA on cars, jewelry, and extravagant gifts for his family and friends. One day, he walked into the bank expecting to see millions, only to discover he'd blown through nearly everything. Thankfully for Shaq, this was a wake-up call. After this, he educated himself financially and built systems like automatic transfers, investment accounts, and a financial team to protect him from his impulses. Today, Shaq is worth over $400 million, not just from basketball, but from the discipline that turned skills into lasting wealth. Like this video, if you're learning something new, and drop a comment below, what's one money habit you're working on right now? Now, step 6, escape the time for money trap. Warren Buffett understood this when he was just 15 years old. While other teens were working hourly jobs, he was placing pinball machines in barbershops around town, collecting quarters while he sat in class. That wasn't a side hustle, okay? It was his first lesson in the principle that would make him a billionaire. Your money should work harder than you do. For Buffett, those pinball machines eventually became stocks, Those stocks became companies, and those companies became empires. But the core principle remained unchanged. He built systems where his money and assets were hard at work while he was thinking, sleeping, and living his life. For you today, this might look like launching a digital product, building an online store with automated fulfillment, or hiring people and delegating parts of your business. Step 7. Invest in assets. To show you why this is so important, let me tell you the story of Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. While most people his age were saving pennies from their paychecks, Robert bought his first property with no money down. With the income he got from renting it out, he bought another one, and another one. Eventually, that turned into a real estate empire. The wealthy understand that cash is just a temporary holding position. The real game is in converting it to income-producing assets. Step 8. Think long-term. Jeff Bezos showed this perfectly with Amazon. In the early days, Amazon's investors put immense pressure on Jeff to show quick profits. But he resisted and kept on building warehouses, perfecting logistics, and expanding his product lines. He was doubling down on growth, and Amazon barely made a dime for years. So people thought Jeff was crazy. Well, until Amazon became one of the biggest companies of all time. Step 9. Upgrade your identity. Arnold Schwarzenegger started out as a poor kid in Austria with a single goal: to become the greatest bodybuilder in the world. And he did. But he didn't stop there. Once he conquered the world of bodybuilding, he built a new identity as a Hollywood action star. He barely spoke English, but he studied acting, learned the business, and became one of the highest-paid actors in history. Then he reinvented himself again, this time as the governor of California. Each version of Arnold didn't just have new goals. It came with a new mindset, new habits, and a new set of standards. Step 10. Build your legacy. Just look at Andrew Carnegie. He came to America with nothing, just a poor Scottish immigrant working in a cotton factory. But he taught himself, climbed the ladder, and eventually built U.S. Steel, one of the most powerful companies in the world. But here's what made Carnegie different. He believed that dying rich was actually a failure. Before he passed away, he gave away over 90% of his fortune, funding thousands of libraries, universities, and institutions around the world. You started in survival mode, and now you've built a legacy that will continue on for generations. This is your roadmap. The only thing left to do is to walk it. If this message sparked something in you, ask yourself, what stage are you in right now? And what's your next move?
If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads.